How are we?
Hockey's game of the week tomorrow night. Maine and UConn. Nesson is taking the broadcast, but bringing me on. At UConn? It is at UConn. I am really stepping out of my comfort. I find sideline harder than play-by-play. I like the interviews. I don't like the trying to memorize a hit. I'm very underprepared for this game. That's all right. What is like the actual promotion? Pride night? Yeah, it's Pride night. I think that's what it goes by. Check, check, check. 1, 2.
I've got you over here. The gnats seem a little high. I think we are. I think we're hearing the producer. Fortunately. Is Randy? This is called Bike Court.
Coach Dave Bike Court.
Coach Dave Bike.
Yep.
Okay.
Right there.
Oh, how about that?
Coach Dave Bike Court. No sideline today?
I haven't seen one. McKenna's in Las Vegas,
Oh, that's nice.
getting her golf on.
What's up, T?
Coach Dave Bike Court.
Who are we highlighting again? Who are we highlighting? Who are we highlighting? Who are we highlighting? Thank you. Really would.
It is yeah. Our handheld isn't over here yet.
Madison Roman, right? Madison Roman, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Sounds good. Welcome, Madison Roman, Amelia Wood, standings.
There we go. I found your dial. Now I can hear you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Robbie, our handheld isn't over here yet.
All right, we're just going to call a game. We're just going to call a game,
Yeah,
see how it goes.
That's what I think. It'll be fine.
In the MAC as the Sacred Heart Pioneers welcome their old conference rivals from their previous league in the NEC, the Merrimack Warriors, tonight for another big one in the MAC. Good evening, everybody. With Evan Cormier, I'm Randy Brochu. Thrilled to be with you tonight. Evan, Merrimack coming off of 2 consecutive wins. They find themselves in 7th place in the MAC. Sacred Heart looking to snap a 5-game losing streak and try to make a push to be one of the 10 that qualify for Atlantic City, but it's getting late in the season.
Absolutely. It's going to be the final 10 that make the tournament, and the Pioneers are going to make that push. They're going to have to win out. But one thing about college athletics, there's really no phoning it in, regardless of the record. You're playing for pride. You're playing for your teammates. You're playing for yourself. So expect the Pioneers to show a lot of fight, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that home teams are 9-13 in this series all time. And as we take a look at these players to watch.
Madison Roman, of homecoming for the young lady from Fairfield, Connecticut, who's been a double-double machine.
Yeah, the hometown hero is second in conference with 9 rebounds per game. 15 is the last time that she played Sacred Heart. She had 15 rebounds. She's got 8 double-digit rebound games, and she is going to anchor the Warriors.
The Pioneers win the opening tip with Nasir Pryor, the league's leading scorer, dishing to Nalise Dudley for a 3. No good, but the rebound picked up by Pryor.
I don't know who scored.
Pryor just under 6 boards a game this year. Keeps the possession going. 19 points a game this year for Pryor, who pulls up from the free throw line and gets the friendly roll off the back rim.
Yeah, it's been an off season for the Pioneers, but Nasir Pryor is always going to be that one thing that you can count on.
With the steal and the basket, and it's 4-0 on the Merrimack starters, led by Roman at 9.6 a game with Paloma Garcia, Talia Shepard, Lydia Melashenko making her 4th start of the year, and Rose Casso and the Warriors starting 5.
That's good defense in the paint from the sophomore, Emma Kirby. But one thing I noticed right at the gate, the Pioneers coming out with a full court press on these Warriors.
Roman averaging better than 9.5 a game in the first points for Merrimack. Emma Kirby underneath makes it 6-2. Back in the starting lineup in the front court, joined by Nalise Dudley, Sierra Johnson, Amelia Wood, and Nicera Pryor in the backcourt. Casso driving on the baseline, scores. The junior from Ellington, Connecticut, a Quinnipiac transfer. Back here in her home state and on the board.
That was a pretty drive, attacking the basket, using the glass, picking up 2.
Sierra Johnson. And Elise Dudley, and there's Amelia Wood. Wood had 19 against Fairfield, but held to single digits in the consecutive losses since. Quinnipiac and Siena. She's cutting into the paint. Wood lays it up and missed the rim. Shot clock down to 1. She hit the bottom of the rim and they call it a shot clock violation. Wood thought she was fouled. None coming as we take a look at tonight's keys for the visiting Warriors.
Yeah, well, for the Warriors, they're going to have to keep Sacred Heart struggling from outside the arc. Again, if you stop the 3, force them to come inside the paint, you might be able to outpace their offense. But for the Pioneers, you can't let that happen. You need to make it easier on yourself. You've had a rough season shooting from three-point land. So make it easier, find the open 3, and then that's when you capitalize and can try to keep up with this Warriors offense.
And as tonight's officials talk it over to see if it in fact was a shot clock violation, let's look at keys for Shu.
You're going to have to shut down Shepard. She had 20 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, and nearly played 40 minutes the last time the Pioneers took on the Warriors. So if you shut down her and deal with the other 4, you're going to put yourself in a better position.
Merrimack coming off consecutive wins against Manhattan and Marist. Now 7-8 in that play. A catch and shoot 3, Melashenko. Too strong. Amelia Wood going up for the rebound. Casso goes down, and Wood is called for her first personal and the team's first.
Yeah, it seemed like just a collision at the free throw line. Roman going in, trying to reach out a board as well. There was a couple of bodies. I'm surprised that they got rid of, or they picked one out of the crowd.
Garcia to inbound. Casso kicks it out. Melashenko for Shepard driving on Wood. And Talia Shepard, the sophomore from Boston, lays it in.
Yeah, that time Shepard just took her off the dribble, using her speed to beat her to the top.
Tied at 6. Pryor with 4 of Shu's 6 points. First made basket, then the steal and bucket. Soft touch, no good. Offensive rebound rejected. But Pryor hustles to the corner, and she steps out. It's going to Merrimack. Casso blocked her initially, but Pryor kept going all the way to the sideline where she carries it out of play.
Just another look at that full court press we're seeing for the Pioneers early. That almost resulted in Pryor's second steal, and they're going to go to a jump ball.
You got to love the fire of Nicera Pryor. It has been a tough year for Sacred Heart, there's no doubt. 6-17 overall, 2-12 in their first year in the MAC after winning back-to-back Northeast Conference championships in their final 2 seasons in the league. But Pryor, to your point in the open, Evan, always brings it.
Absolutely, she is never going to phone it in. The junior from the Baltimore area is averaging 19 points per game, almost 6 rebounds, close to 4 assists, and 4 steals as well. She is still the premier talent in this league.
Roman inside, Kirby guarding her well, forcing for the kick out. Garcia's 3 is off the mark, and the Pioneers have the possession.
Pioneers coming out with a high volume, high effort defense early. I mentioned it, the home team wins 9 of 13 games in this series, and the Pioneers are 5-3 all-time at home, but 0-0 here on Dave Bike Court.
These 2 teams met in North Andover in January, a Merrimack win. Nalise Dudley inside off the window. There's some real Connecticut talent on the floor today. Dudley, of course, the star at New London High School from Norwich, taking on Roman from Fairfield and Casso from Ellington. Garcia to the corner. Talia Shepard, leading scorer for the Warriors. Contested underneath. Sierra Johnson comes away with it. Dudley couldn't handle it, but there's Pryor. Jump stop in the paint. Off the mark. Picked off the deck by Melashenko. Lydia Melashenko, the junior guard, earning the possession.
Yeah, Pryor just got a hand up too high there, going for her third steal of the game.
First foul on Pryor and the team's second. Melashenko, guarded by Carmen Williams, who comes off the bench. Shepard feeds the block. Roman kicks out. Garcia with the low handles. But Pryor gets to the spot and draws the charge.
How about that? Drawing a charge. Some great off-ball movement from Garcia, however, to get open at the top of the key. And then a hard tweener to find herself some room in between the paint there. That time was Nysia Pryor. Big heads-up play, taking the charge.
Sierra Johnson has started all 23 games she's appeared in. Johnson, 4.6 points a game, pulls up. Pryor's open for three. Offensive rebound, Kirby. She rips it away from Roman for the putback. Emma Kirby, averaging better than 7 points a game and 5 rebounds a game. It's been a breakout sophomore year for her despite the team's struggles.
Absolutely. You have to love the jump that Emma Kirby has made in her sophomore year after a freshman campaign where she did contribute, but it was nothing like we're seeing this year.
Foul on the floor brings us to a timeout. 4:38 left in the first. It's an early lead for Sacred Heart, 10-6 over Merrimack.
Thanks for getting these sub bowls.
Of course, no problem, big bro. Let's eat.
Danny DeVito? What did you do with her uncle?
Well, that doesn't matter. This is a commercial for Jersey Mike's. What matters most are these sub bowls.
Wait, has Danny DeVito been my brother my whole life?
I guess so. Don't tell Mom. Your favorite sub, hot or cold in a bowl. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Anchored in a region that stretches across vibrant cities and historic landscapes, our institutions are driven by a commitment to academic and athletic excellence. Our student athletes are not only champions through competition and in the classroom, they are lending a helping hand to build a better tomorrow. Join us in shaping a brighter future in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.
After all your hard work, the studying, practices, and rehearsals, you deserve the best for what's next. The best in Connecticut higher education. Outstanding nursing and health professions programs, premier learning facilities and world-class tech labs, a nationally ranked business school, modern residential, social, and recreational facilities, championship D1 athletics, and pro-level performing arts. Make your next step the best step. Apply now to Sacred Heart University.
For over 75 years, Merrimack has been on the rise. Innovating, growing, serving, and winning with unstoppable momentum. Join us and we'll shape the future together. Together we can. Together we will. Together we rise.
Everybody loves a good Cinderella story. We know that's what March is all about. Three-pointer. You can feel the madness. Fairfield is headed to the NCAA tournament. Double honor.
Welcome to historic Atlantic City. It's the Hercules Tire MAC Basketball Championship. Goes for the the season series sweep. Sacred Heart for the split after the Warriors beat the Pioneers 64-53 on January 9th.
Yeah, that win earlier this season in North Andover ended a 4-game Sacred Heart winning streak. It was a stark comparison with the previous match in which Shu ended Merrimack's season, clinched a trip to the NEC title game and the NCAA tournament with a win by 32, the largest margin of victory in this matchup's history. But in this first matchup, Shu had a halftime lead, and then they imploded in the fourth quarter. Merrimack outscored Shu 21-11, ended up winning that game by 11. And as we mentioned, Talia Shepard, who had a 20-point game, had 9 of those 20 in the fourth quarter alone.
Talia Shepard came through with 20 points. She had 17 points in their most recent win against Marist. And of course, Pryor putting up her usual eye-popping numbers. So the big-time players, Talia Shepard and Nicere Pryor coming through in that head-to-head matchup.
Pryor's looking to pick up right where she left off. She's already attempted 6 shots from the field. 2 of them have gone. She has not earned a trip to the line yet, even though she's been trying.
Pryor to the top of the key. Williams steps into a 3, and Carmen Williams drills it.
That is huge from a Sacred Heart team that is worst in three-point percentage in the conference, making only 22.5%. Also, they have a league-low 84 three-point field goals made on the season.
13-6 Sacred Heart. Dudley forces the steal. She takes it away from Melashenko. Now at least Dudley draws 2. Pryor, one-on-one against Garcia. She puts the handles on her and scores with a foul.
She reminds me of Russell Westbrook, the way that she takes the ball from the top of the key, throws it between her legs, and uses a power move to get around you and take it off the glass. That is where she is so dangerous, is in the paint, which is so impressive for a 5'2" guard.
Man, does she have a repertoire of moves to get to the cup. And she's got the chance for the three-point play, already with 6 on the board with 3:47 to go in the first. Make it 7. And it's a 10-point lead for Sacred Heart early.
Absolutely, the Pioneers are jumping on it early, but as I mentioned, they took a halftime lead in that last game against Merrimack, so first quarters and first halves have not been the problem for the Pioneers. It's been the way they're closing the season.
Ball movement here from Merrimack. Casso's skip pass intercepted by Amelia Wood. She's got numbers with Pryor, and to her left, Pryor already with 9 points. 18-6 Sacred Heart. Timeout, Merrimack. Kelly Marone wants to talk about it.
Great pass, great patience from Amelia Wood, who came away with the steal, carried the ball the full 60, and then forced the Merrimack Warrior to close out on her, leaving the Pioneers' most dangerous scorer, Nicere Pryor, open in the paint. Watch how long she holds this ball for. She makes the Merrimack defender make a decision, and then she dishes out to Pryor, who gets a hard finish.
Kelly Marone using her first time out in her 5th season as head coach of Merrimack. She had great success at John Carroll University. 117 wins for the Blues Streaks in her time there. Sacred Heart and Merrimack, of course, old league rivals when Merrimack made the jump from Division II to Division I, originally joining the NEC. It's the Warriors with the all-time series lead. 13 of those 15 coming as opponents in the NEC. 18-6, Shu setting a tone. Williams all over Melashenko. Out of the timeout, Sierra Brandon in. Now Elise Dudley, strong defense underneath, forcing Casso to try to go up and under, and instead she fumbles.
Yeah, you said it. Dudley did a good job of staying vertical, forcing her to try to go under, in which she just lost the handle and sent it out of bounds.
The Pioneers looking to build on a 12-point lead here in the first quarter. Dudley picked off the pass from Wood that was going to Sierra Johnson. It ends up with Brandon, everybody with a touch. Williams on the outside. 10 to shoot for Wood. Sierra Johnson looking for some contact. Shepard sticks with her, and Shepard goats her into a travel.
Yeah, that looked close. She wasn't sure that she traveled either, but ref had a good vantage point. She says that plant foot moved a little bit before she made her move.
That 3-ball spins out for Daria Shishkina. Shishkina had an open look from the corner coming off the bench, and it was halfway down. Dudley with a little spin move and teardrop on Shepard for 2. Elise Dudley has 4 with less than 2 minutes to play in the first. 20-6, Sacred Heart.
Pioneers on a 12-0 run, make it 14-0 run since that media timeout.
Roman drives on Brannon. Brannon got a lot of ball, but she also hip-checked her, so it is a foul on Sierra. After a brief break, Nycera Pryor re-enters as Dudley goes to the bench.
Here's Merrimack's chance to break this 14-0 run. And Merrimack is the best free throw shooting team in the conference, making 75% as a team.
Roman especially effective at 84% this year. She hit a clutch free throw in the win against Manhattan, but on her first chance, a miss. She was a star at Fairfield Ludlow High School, right across town from the Pitt Center.
Real stone's throw away, Fairfield Ludlow. Hometown hero making her first trip back to Sacred Heart University.
Ludlow's a little closer to Fairfield University's side of town. We're on the Bridgeport side of town here tonight at the Pitt Center at Sacred Heart. Pryor looking to pull it away from Melashenko for the steal. 20-7, Sacred Heart with a lead. Roman, the high to low, too high, and over the head of Shishkina. He was posting up against Williams underneath, and it appears Williams was the last to touch. Possession stays with Merrimack. Pioneers enter Diane Crespo-Lopez, the first year from Puerto Rico.
I was wondering if they were going to get Carmen Williams for a push there, but they're going to just say it went off her hands. She was trying to find Shishchenko down in the post, as you mentioned.
Melashenko, the inbound. And it goes back to Melashenko after inbounding it, and she knocks down the corner 3. Amelia Wood galloping down the floor. Got past everyone, and Pryor hit her right over the shoulder with a sweet dime.
Yeah, before we could even give Melashenko her flowers, Amelia Wood was down there cherry picking in the paint.
Fast break points for the Pioneers, make it 22-10 Sacred Heart in the final 50 seconds of the first, and the bank is open late for Molly Mannion, senior guard from Westchester, PA, went to the same high school as Sacred Heart men's basketball star freshman Niall Ralph Byer. It's a great three-point shooter. It must be something about Westchester. It's the best Chester, Evan.
The banks stay open on Thursday nights, I heard.
What inside. Brannon is in there a lot for defense with a soft touch offensively off the window.
These two teams are loving the glass so far tonight.
24-13, Sacred Heart. Shot clock off. Merrimack with a possession in the final 10 seconds. Inside to Roman. Brannon all over her. And Brannon is going to be called for the foul. They let her get away with a little contact early on that spin by Roman, but she kind of stumbled into her, and they had to call that foul.
Absolutely. She was in good position when the possession started. Had her hands up. She was vertical. The problem was when she started closing out that space, getting her feet chopping a little bit, she got the Merrimack offender on their back foot.
So that's a tough foul for a few reasons, Evan. It's her second personal, so she goes to the bench. It's the 15th foul with 4.4 seconds left, giving Roman free throws. And I know Roman missed the first one, but when you're 84%,
you don't even think about it when you're 84%. That happens, you just brush it off like nothing.
1 for 2. Kirby with the rebound. Pryor looks to get one off from half court. It would count, but it's off the money.
Would you have been surprised if that went in?
No, nothing she does surprises me. She's
absolutely
incredible.
not.
24-14, Sacred Heart with the lead in the opening 10 minutes A 10-point lead for Shoe through 10. Led, of course, by their junior guard, their leader, Nycera Pryor. Making things happen early tonight at the pit. Merrimack with 2 straight wins, now 7-8 in MAC play. They find themselves in 7th, so they've got thoughts of trying to be one of those top 6 teams, maybe earn their way into the quarterfinals without having to play that first round. And for Sacred Heart, on the outside looking in, 3 games back of a playoff spot, that 10th and final spot, with 6 to go, in hopes of getting to Atlantic City in their first year in the MAC.
Pioneers certainly not out of it yet, but it is trending in that direction. They cannot afford to drop any more games, really, as they've only got 6 left. They're 5 out from the tournament. Right now they're sitting in 12th place, so every single game matters immensely.
And you just had a look at what the playoff bracket would look like if it ends today. Of course, it does not. 6 to go. A lot to shake out. Crespo Lopez, short on the 3 ball. Kirby off the deck, picks it up and lays it in. Emma Kirby so strong on the offensive glass early here today. She has 6 points and 3 rebounds. Pryor with the steal, and then the behind-the-back dribble as the feed went inside for Mannion. Sacred Heart looking to turn that defensive effort from Pryor into points. Sierra Johnson is wide open. Front rim.
Can't abandon the 3 ball if you're the Pioneers. You now are 1 for 4 on the day from downtown, but you just can't afford to take all of your shots from 2-point land. You're going to get outpaced. So even if they're not falling, you have to continue to take them.
Especially when you're that wide open. Talia Shepard's pull-up jump shot is no good. Crespo Lopez off to the races. And they call Crespo Lopez for the charge. She ducked her shoulder. Shepard stayed with her stride for stride. And it's a strong defensive play by Talia Shepard.
Yeah, that was great. I don't want to say embellishment. You're not supposed to use the word embellishment, but a good job by Talia Shepard to make sure that the official saw the contact, saw the forceful nature of the contact, and picked up a foul.
Crespo Lopez goes back to the bench with her first personal. First team foul for Sacred Heart of the second. They have a 12-point lead. Merrimack looks to go to work. Rose Casso for Lydia Melashenko. Kirby doing a defensive job on Roman. She blocks her, and it's up to Pryor. She blows past Melashenko and cruises in. Now into double figures with 11.
It's too easy for Pryor. She's averaging 4 steals on the year. She's already got 3 in this game, and that puts her in double digit with 11 points.
Eight minutes left in the first half. Sacred Heart with a 14-point lead. Shepard with the handles into the paint. And she draws a foul on Pryor. Nyseera Pryor looked to get to the spot. And they said she was moving and did not get there, and it's a foul on Pryor, which is going to give her her second personal.
There were a couple things I really liked about that possession. I liked the way that the Pioneer defender, Sierra Johnson, jumped the screen, forced Shepard to go over her own screen, but that led to Shepard having a lot of room to take Pryor off the dribble and earn a trip to the line. So I like Shepard's decisiveness, and I also like the decisiveness on the defensive end from Sierra Johnson to jump that screen and not give up an open three.
Shepard, 71% from the line this year, goes 2 for 2. Sacred Heart's lead is 12, 28-16. Amelia Wood in rhythm for 3. Rip.
That was a great set on the offensive end, using Nyseera Pryor getting an off-ball screen as really just a gravity player. She draws eyes when you see Nyseera Pryor cut across the court. That gave Amelia Wood a lot of room at the top of the key.
Wood now with 5. That 3 ball by Roman well short. No look Pryor in transition. Dudley misses, Kirby cleans it up, and Johnson gets tackled by Paloma Garcia. Sacred Heart using the fast break. They don't get points out of it, but they'll keep the possession. Garcia commits her 3rd foul. Now, Garcia gets into foul trouble. She's been disqualified 10 times this year. She remains on the floor. Wood, heat check. She stays hot. 2 for 2 from the same spot. Straight away for 3.
This is a borderline unrecognizable Pioneer team. This might be the best they've looked all season. They're only averaging 58 points per game on the year. And right now, they're on pace to hit that in the first half.
And a terrific defensive play by Amelia Wood, who reaches in and strips the ball from Shepard. They hit the deck. The arrow on the tie-up favors the Warriors. But Amelia Wood timed that reach just perfect to get all ball. Garcia inbounds for Roman, who sets the screen for Garcia. They like that inbounds play where the inbounder goes to the corner. Garcia had a look. Wood's wide open again. She can't miss from that spot. And Amelia Wood is feeling her game here in the first. As fired up as we've seen her all year. That's the Amelia Wood we've seen in her first 2 years at Sacred Heart, playing with tons of energy and confidence tonight. Timeout Merrimack. Wood with 3 3-pointers and 11 points here with 6:37 left in the second.
11 points, 100% from beyond the arc. Amelia Wood is taking over here at home.
Of course, no problem, big bro. Let's eat.
Danny DeVito? What did you do with her uncle?
Well, that doesn't matter. This is a commercial for Jersey Mike's. What matters most are these sub bowls.
Wait, has Danny DeVito been my brother my whole life?
I guess so. Don't tell Mom. Your favorite sub, hot or cold in a bowl. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
Anchored in a region that stretches across vibrant cities and historic landscapes, our institutions are driven by a commitment to academic and athletic excellence. Our student athletes are not only champions through competition and in the classroom, they are lending a helping hand to build a better tomorrow. Join us in shaping a brighter future in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.
After all your hard work, the studying, practices, and rehearsals, you deserve the best for what's next. The best in Connecticut higher education. Outstanding nursing and health professions programs, premier learning facilities and world-class tech labs, a nationally ranked business school, modern residential, social, and recreational facilities, championship D1 athletics, and pro-level performing arts. Make your next step the best step. Apply now to Sacred Heart University.
For over 75 years, Merrimack has been on the rise. Innovating, growing, serving, and winning with unstoppable momentum. Join us, and we'll shape the future together. Together we can. Together we will. Together we rise.
Everybody loves a good Cinderella story. We know that's what March is all about. Three-pointer. You can feel the madness. Fairfield is headed to the NCAA tournament. Double order. Welcome to historic Atlantic City. It's the Hercules Tire MAC Basketball Championship.
This is a story about strength. It wakes up early in the morning, stays up late, moves mountains, and travels.
Kelly Marone on the sideline for Merrimack for her 5th year, and this is teacher versus pupil today because for many of those years, most of her time at Merrimack, she had Jamie DeCesare on her side, and tonight she does not. Jamie DeCesare, the Director of Basketball Operations for Sacred Heart, on Jessica Minetti's staff after a wonderful career at Merrimack. More than 1,200 points for Jamie DeCesare. First team All-NEC in 2023. Second team in 24. He stormed onto the scene as an all-rookie selection in 2020. A terrific Merrimack student warrior, or student athlete. Well, by default, she's a student warrior because she plays for Merrimack. Now, on Jessica Minetti's staff at Sacred Heart. She had some big games against Sacred Heart through the years, too. Casso with a little disregard of Johnson. She misses the pull-up, but Shepard cleans it up for the lay-in. 37-18, Sacred Heart. 6 minutes to go, second quarter. Amelia Wood, 3 for 3 from deep. Johnson for Carmen Williams. Williams jab stepping. No chance for a three. Johnson struggles with it. Garcia all over her. Williams hoists from deep. It goes off back iron.
That possession looked all out of whack for the Pioneers, who really never established any sort of threat to score using the full shot clock and eventually just heaving up a three.
Pick and roll play between Garcia and Shepard draws a foul on Sacred Heart.
Third foul of the quarter for the Pioneers. That's 8 fouls total in the game. Only the first one on Johnson, however.
They run that play where Garcia inbounds and gets it back in the corner rather than shoot a three. She drives and she's struggling to get up. She went down hard. Looked like she might have gone leg to leg with one of the defenders.
Yeah, it was Dudley who was trying to either draw the charge or get in her way. She ended up tying up her feet, and I don't think it was knee on knee, but definitely knee on hardwood as she's trying to walk it off now.
Dudley is hit for the foul, her first personal. Fourth on the team with 5:24 to go in the second. Merrimack's in the bonus, and Garcia is back up for these free throws. Sophomore guard from Puerto Rico, who had 11 points against Marist last game and 14 points against Manhattan. Just under 10 points a game this year.
Yeah, the sophomore's having a great year. She's got 10 points, 4 rebounds, about 2 assists, and she's shooting 41% from downtown.
Sure, they'd like to see her on the floor more, already with 3 fouls and in foul trouble often all season. Johnson forces the pass for Kirby, trying to keep the dribble alive, and it rolls to the baseline. Last touch by Melashenko, reaching back for the loose ball. So the Pioneers keep the possession with 11 on the shot clock.
So far this game, the Pioneers have not looked the same when Nicira Pryor is not on the court. They're not really establishing that inner scoring threat. This is the 3rd offensive set in a row where everything has been exterior.
Wood with 5 to shoot, driving, and not only hitting threes, but that time a little kiss off the glass for 2.
Yeah, Amelia Wood said, how's this for an interior scoring threat? Took that one off the dribble and off the glass for her 13th point of the game.
Well, she took the pass in the same spot she hit the previous 3 threes. They take that space away from her, so she just blows by the defense. And now she makes a big defensive play. The block from behind on Shepard. Give her the rock right now, right? She can do no wrong.
Amelia Woods got player of the game written all over her right now. 5 for 7 from the field, picking up a block and 2 rebounds with a steal as well.
We were mentioning Jamie DeCesare before. There she is, the women's basketball director of operations and a fantastic player at Merrimack before beginning her professional coaching career. Johnson the pull-up. No good. Dudley fights for the rebound. Nice one-handed grab over Casso. Johnson to her left, looking for a foul. It bounces to Williams. On the floor, Williams goes for the tie-up with Shepard. Shepard keeps the play going to Mannion. And Mannion loses it. So they put the whistles away for those 2 scrums on the deck, and it benefits the Pioneers.
Yeah, it was all ball on the block from Shepard down low. Then it was the scrum that ensued. And after Merrimack had finally established possession, it was a full court press from the Pioneers that forced them to go out of bounds in the offensive zone.
Williams into the double team. Wood calling for the ball. And Williams is the last to touch. They get Wood for an illegal screen there. No, Carmen Williams. They call Williams for an offensive foul.
Yeah, it was definitely Carmen Williams who was pleading her case, but she got extra physical on the offensive end, and I think that's where the call came from. I definitely saw an extension of the arm. Usually that's when they're going to get you.
She goes to the bench. Pryor remains on the bench. Crespo Lopez enters.
You got a 20-point lead, so if you're going to get some rest for your best player, you might as well do it now, especially when Amelia Wood is contributing the way that she is.
Sacred Heart up 39-19, led by Wood. Talia Shepard with a soft touch. The left-hand finger roll is good.
I've been very impressed with Talia Shepard's slashing and cutting in this game. She's done a great job at working around the screens and putting that ball on the hardwood.
Under 3.5 to go in the first half. Wood feeds Kirby inside. Kick out, Johnson a 3. Good! Sierra Johnson is on the board. Started the game 0 for 3. But an open wing 3 ball goes in for Johnson. The Pioneers have 5 3-pointers in 9 attempts in the first half.
Yeah, good on Sierra Johnson. She missed her first 3 field goals this game, did not let it deter her from taking that open 3. And again, like I mentioned after she missed her first 3, you got to take them when they're open. Eventually they will fall, and that one fell for Sierra Johnson.
Claudia Gallegos into the game, gets it in the block. It bounces around for Kylie Fears, who's also off the bench from Merrimack. Fresh 20. Shishkina sending it outside. It ends up down low to Gallegos, the 6'2 forward senior from Naperville, Illinois, with the basket.
Those were some sweet moves down low from Gallega, picking up 2.
Now Pryor goes over to the scorer's table to check in. Pryor with just 12 minutes here in the first half. Sacred Heart working perimeter. Johnson to the free throw line. Woods open for 3. And that time, she might have been surprised how wide open she was.
Well, Amelia Wood was calling for the ball that entire possession. She understood that this Merrimack defensive set wasn't really accounting for her. So by the time she finally got it, she was a little too eager to let go.
Clever play down low defensively. I think that was Kirby who kind of pulled the chair out on Gallegos and draws the whistle for traveling. Pryor back in there inside of 2 minutes left in the first half.
She's only
42,
played
23
12
shoot.
of the 20 minutes so far, or 12 of the 18 minutes so far, rather. She's got some fresh legs to close out this half.
Sierra Johnson underneath to Kirby. Beautiful look from Sierra Johnson. A bounce pass into the paint to Kirby, and Kirby has 8.
She's got 8, Randy, and she's still 100% from the field with 5 rebounds. She has been amazing tonight.
Shishkina crossing over on Crespo Lopez, and Diane Crespo Lopez commits the foul. Merrimack in the bonus with Sacred Heart up 44-23 and 1:17 left in the second quarter.
That's the 11th foul for Sacred Heart committed by 7 different players. Merrimack, on the other hand, they only have 3 fouls on the game, and they've all been by Paloma Garcia. So Merrimack's playing a very clean game. Pioneers, on the other hand, are making it difficult.
Daria Shishkina, first-year guard from Russia. 3 for 4 from the free throw line this year. 1 for 2 on that trip. Free throw shooting has not been great today for Merrimack. 5 for 9. 1 minute left in the first half. A 20-point lead for Sacred Heart. And they go to work in their half-court set. Pryor steps back for 3. Wood provided the screen, but it goes off the heel. Roman with a defensive board, and now the Pioneers will look for the stop and to try to get the last possession of the first half. Roman looking to cut into this Sacred Heart lead. Gallegos to Roman. One more pass for Shepard. And Amelia Wood ties it up. The arrow favors the Pioneers, and Shu gets the stop as Faith Pappas checks in.
Shot clock's going to be off. If the Pioneers play this right, they should be going into the halftime locker room with a 20-point lead at home, Randy. By the way that this season has gone, I mean, you'll take that any day of the week.
I think this team knows that they're better than their record.
How can you not with back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances? This has just been a real mulligan of a season so far.
But it's not over yet, and there's a lot to play for tonight. The Pioneers run their offense into a travel with 7.6 on the clock. So Merrimack gets a gift for the last shot, looking to cut into a 20-point deficit. They put it in the sure hands of Talia Shepard, forced outside. Shishkina needs to get it off. It would have counted, but it's off the mark. And it is a 20-point lead at halftime. Sacred Heart 44, Merrimack 24, in one of the strongest 20 minutes of the season for the Sacred Heart Pioneers. Amelia Wood leads the way with 13, 5 for 8 from the field, 3 for 4 from deep. Nicira Pryor, 11 points on 5 of 10 shooting, and Emma Kirby, super efficient, 4 for 4 from the floor, 8 points, 5 rebounds.
Pioneers already getting contributions from 8 different players. Merrimack on the road, they're sending out 10 different jerseys as well. So both teams getting a lot of high tops on the hardwood.
What a half for Sacred Heart, 44-24. And before she heads off to the locker room, Jen Peel to join us for her thoughts on the first half. And they have to be pretty happy thoughts, I would imagine. with one of the top performances of the season. That half. Hello, Coach. What you think of that first half?
I mean, we're pretty happy with how we're playing, doing a lot of good things. We're converting off their turnovers, which was going to be big for us this game. We need to do a little bit better on keeping them off the O boards, but we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. Everything we're doing pretty well. We're hitting our open shots and getting downhill.
Amelia Wood showed like some real energy and emotion when that third three-pointer went down. I know it's been like a frustrating season, but this is the player and the team that I know you've come to expect, and it felt like Sacred Heart sort of like refound their identity in that first half. Is that kind of the sense that you got on the bench?
Yes, definitely. I think Merrimack, we have a little bit of a rivalry with them, so that definitely brings out the energy in us, and we're playing Sacred Heart basketball.
All right. Looking forward to the second half.
Us too.
Jen Peel, assistant coach. Evan Cormier, Randy Brochu here at halftime. Big lead for Sacred Heart. 20 for the Pios at halftime here on Pride Night at Sacred Heart. 44-24 shoe over Merrimack at halftime. Big lead at the half for Sacred Heart. Looking for their third win in conference play, looking to snap a 5-game losing streak. The Merrimack Warriors at 7-8 in MAC play in 7th place. Struggling away from North Andover, where they are 3-10 this year. And it was all Sacred Heart in the first half. Led by Amelia Wood and Nicere Pryor. But it was Emma Kirby who set a tone early with her work on the offensive glass.
Yeah, Emma Kirby was amazing in that opening half. She's perfect from the field, a perfect 4 for 4. She's got 5 rebounds. And get this, Randy, 3 of those are on the offensive side. So she's got 5 rebounds and 8 points in that opening half. And this is a Pioneers team that unfortunately was uncharacteristically efficient in that opening half. They shot 55.9% from the field as a team, 19-34. And more shocking was their 3-point performance. They were 5 for 11 from downtown. This is a team that usually goes 3 for 7, 3 for 8. So they are dwarfing those statistics in that opening 20. And they're 100% from the free throw line, given they've only earned 1 chance. They're 1 for 1 from the free throw line, but they're dominating on all sides.
Talia Shepard leading the way for Merrimack with 8 points on 3 of 6 shooting. This is a Merrimack team that plays with a lot of pride, playing pretty good basketball of late, trying to get to that 500 mark in MAC play, sitting there in 7th, and you would expect that after the 20 minutes in the locker room, they're going to put together a tough 20 minutes. It's a 20-point lead for Sacred Heart right now, but don't expect Merrimack to turn the page. They're going to battle here in the final half.
Yeah, they certainly hope so, but one statistical mismatch is when it comes to the turnovers in the steals. Sacred Heart is getting the most steals per game in the MAC. Merrimack, on the other hand, turns it over the second most with 19.7 turnovers per game, and we're already seeing that play out here on the Pioneers' home court as the Pioneers stole the ball 5 times in that opening half. That means Merrimack turned it over at least 5 times. So that's something that they're going to want to clean up if they want to claw their way back into this.
Yeah, 10 turnovers for Merrimack in the first half because of a couple of steals apiece for Pryor and Wood, a steal for Dudley, and the Pioneers turning that into offense, one of their best halves of the year. Second half coming up shortly at halftime in Fairfield, Connecticut. Sacred Heart leads 44-24 over Merrimack at the Pit.
Guess so. Don't tell Mom. Your favorite sub, hot or cold in a bowl. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
Anchored in a region that stretches across vibrant cities and historic landscapes, our institutions are driven by a commitment to academic and athletic excellence. Our student athletes are not only champions through competition and in the classroom, they are lending a helping hand to build a better tomorrow. Join us in shaping a brighter future in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.
Welcome back to Coach Dave Bike Court, as it is the Pioneers dominating the opening half by a score of 44-24. And most importantly, they're dominating the glass, out-rebounding Merrimack 19-12.
And the three-point shooting efficient, 5 of 11. The overall field goal shooting at 56%. For Jessica Minetti in her 12th season, this is the kind of performance she's come to expect. And listen, there's been adversity this year, right? After consecutive championships and great conference records in the NEC, it's been a tough go, but there are champions on this sideline. You know, they've played in some of the toughest situations, most pressure situations there are. In the NCAA tournament, of course, 2 NEC championship wins. And there is still, time to play big tonight and play like they know they're capable of, sort of break out tonight and put a little run here together in the final 6.
Absolutely, you can end strong. There's still time left in this season for the Pioneers, but there's also still time left in the career for most of the Pioneers. There's only 2 seniors on the entire roster. You're returning players like Nicera Pryor, like Emma Kirby, like Sierra Johnson. They're all juniors, sophomores. This is a young team, so they've struggled to find their footing in their first year in the MAC, but their second year in the MAC is going to look a lot like this year when it comes down to their starting 5. They're returning all 5 starters, so the Pioneers are going to want to find a rhythm as this thing closes out, bring it into next year, but most importantly, they still have a chance to make a run at this tournament and try to sneak in as a 10 seed.
First things first, you got to win this game. It's a 20-point lead, but it's a tough Merrimack team. It's a rivalry game. Merrimack with 11 wins this year. Coming off of consecutive wins. A tight one against Manhattan 2 games ago. And another pretty tight one against Marist. A 2-point win against Manhattan. And then down to the wire again against Marist. But they turn it over on their opening possession of the second half.
More of the same for the Warriors, who ended that first half with 10 turnovers. They turned it over in the first 15 seconds of the second half. And the Pioneers, this is a big possession here to kind of set the tone, let them know that that first half wasn't a fluke, and it's going to be more of the same in the second half.
Pryor zips the pass underneath, but Dudley had her shot contested. Rollman underneath, taking away the space. Garcia back on the floor with 3 fouls. Belashenko for Roman. Oh, that's a defensive breakdown. Shepard is wide open underneath. She posed for a moment before laying it in. There was no one within 10 feet of her.
It was Johnson and Pryor who had a miscommunication. They were both guarding the 3-point shot.
Kirby misses for the first time today. Too strong on the free throw line jumper. Roman opens up a look for Casso. One more pass to Garcia for 3. It spins out.
That was another wide open Warrior. The Pioneers are trying to play man coverage in the defensive end, and it's led to 2 miscommunications in the opening minute. Pioneers really need to get that under check before they let these Merrimack Warriors go on a run.
Pryor pulls up inside the free throw line and knocks it down. She's got 13.
She's only 5'2", but she does a good job at elevating on that mid-range jump shot. That time she was able to get the shot off over the defender, hand in her face, and find nothing but net.
Back to a 20-point lead for Shu, and a walk is called on Merrimack.
That's Casso, who has had a really successful year, but she's struggled so far tonight. She's only 1 for 2 of the field, and that's her 3rd turnover.
Sierra Johnson gets the feed from Pryor. They leave her open for 3, and she knocks it down. Sierra Johnson with her 2nd three-pointer today.
Yeah, 2 for 3 from downtown. She missed the first one, but has banged the last 2.
Now a 23-point lead for Sacred Heart. Pryor gets back underneath. The bounce pass into the paint for Shepard. Last touch by Shu. Garcia's pass to Roman. Emma Kirby found her, got the arm up. In transition, Wood. Too strong on the lay-in off the feed from Pryor.
They're going to say that one went off the Pioneers as well. Not able to catch a break so far in the beginning of the second half. 3 questionable calls. Not questionable in the sense where they made the wrong call, but 3 calls that really could have gone either way. They're all bouncing in favor of Merrimack. Merrimack needs to take advantage of that.
Pryor forces Melashenko outside. Roman wants to hand it off. Sierra Johnson sticking with Garcia all the way. A wild left-hand layup by Shepard, high off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Kirby. Pryor coast to coast, going to the line.
It's only the Pioneers' 2nd trip to the free throw line. They were 1 for 1 in that opening half. It's kind of hard to believe with the way that Nicira Pryor plays that she has not earned a trip to the stripe yet. Every time she touches the rock, she's attacking the basket.
Melashenko commits her first personal. Pryor misses the first free throw. It's amazing. Pryor gets to the line so much. She gets a lot of points there. Tops in the MAC at 19.1 points per game.
She's first place in points per game in the MAC, but she is also first in free throws attempted. And check this out. She's got 30 more than Teresa Sapala from Siena, who is in 2nd place.
It's a high volume of opportunities on the line for Nicira Pryor. She goes 2 for 2. Just 67% from the free throw line. And again, I know it's a very large sample size, the most attempts in the league. But imagine if that free throw percentage crept up into the 70s, somewhere around 75%, where her production would be already at 19 points a game.
Yeah, if you got up around the 75% mark, you might be looking at a 21-point per game scorer.
Roman, silky smooth J over Kirby. 49-28 the Pioneers. Pryor's pass for Dudley got deflected, but Pryor settles it down. Six minutes left in the third. Johnson gets the screen from Kirby. Try to feed it inside. That's going to be a kickball. Late whistle. Melashenko diving for it. Melashenko from the Canadian capital city of Ottawa. Wonder if she'll have the game on after this basketball game that we'll all be watching. All eyes on Boston in the sport of hockey tonight.
I spent a lot of bus trips in a Sacred Heart uniform trying to get connection to watch sporting events, so I'm no stranger to it. I guarantee you that game's going to be on in that bus, and it's only a short 2-hour ride back to North Andover, so they might make it back for the third period.
Canada and the United States in the Four Nations Face-Off Championship tonight at TD Garden in Boston. Merrimack gets the defensive stop, and Mannion, after Shepard took it away from Wood, drives and can't get the layup to fall. Then Pryor is able to secure it, and Shepard reaches in for a foul. Shepard committing her first personal. Team's second. The Pioneers with a big lead, a 21-point advantage. Very methodic in their half-court offense. Inside it goes to Kirby from Wood, and they called Kirby for a travel. That was smart defense. Roman backing off caused her to shuffle her feet as she looked for the contact.
Neither team has really gotten anything going in this third quarter. The Pioneers are doing a good job at treading water, but they've only scored 5 points in the opening 5 minutes of this quarter. Merrimack, on the other hand, has only scored 4 points. I'll make it 6, I suppose. I think they're going to call that one on the floor.
It is on the floor. No continuation. Maybe in the NBA, but Shepard was hand-checked for the foul. So no basket with 5:04 left in the third. Amelia Wood is whistled for the foul, her second personal. Sacred Heart's first foul of the third quarter. Melashenko from the corner gets Wood to leave her feet. Kirby's there for the help D underneath. And with 4 on the shot clock, we've got a timeout on the floor. 4:49 left in the third. It's all Sacred Heart tonight. They lead 49-28 over Merrimack. Nycera Pryor and the Pioneers leading 49-28. Pryor, 4th in the nation in steals per game, just outside of 4 steals a game. She had a 10-steal game earlier this year against Albany. Tonight, 13 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and a couple of thefts, and the Pioneers forced the shot clock violation.
Yeah, she's got a pair of steals tonight. She's also just outside the top 25 in points per game. But you look at that list, she's right next to Hannah Hidalgo, who might be the best pound-for-pound player in the entire NCAA Division I, the guard from Notre Dame.
Sierra Brandon falls out of bounds, and that's because of a push, a foul on Merrimack. Now, we're certainly in a double-double watch for Pryor, already with 13 points and 7 rebounds, 5 assists. I mean, they really start moving it around. You know, she can dish it. Maybe a little early for a triple-double watch, but 3 boards away from a double-double.
Well, the problem with that, Randy, is neither team has scored 6 points yet this quarter. So you're going to need a lot more scoring to take place if you're going to get a few more assists.
Pitcher's duel
has really done anything in the offensive end.
Yeah, I know. College baseball and softball has just begun. Spring training underway. And we're in a pitcher's duel here in the third quarter.
Absolutely. Did you see that box score from the URI William and Mary game?
It was a football score.
You talk about the opposite of a pitcher's duel. 36-22 in a 7-inning college baseball game.
Can you imagine scoring 22 runs and losing? Put back no good underneath. Off the Melashenko miss by Gallegos. Pryor gets tripped up. He got tangled with Shepard, and that'll be the second personal on Talia Shepard.
Shepard tried to pick her up full court. I see her Pryor tried to go to her left hand there after the spin move rather, and that's what got her reaching, got the legs tangled up, forced a foul.
4 minutes left in the third. 21-point lead for Sacred Heart. Pryor, the scoop. And the basket with the foul. Wow. I mean, every time she does something like that, she just amazes you. How does she get that shot off from that angle and scoop it with a scrape off the window just perfectly so that it comes down, and the foul.
Yeah, she used her left to get to the rim, hoops it from underneath. Threw it about 8 feet. She was horizontal rather when she let that thing go. She looked like Patrick Mahomes from the Super Bowl, and she breaks what was a 4-minute scoring drought for the Pioneers and then picks up one more at the line.
It's a 3-point play for Pryor, who's now up to 16 for the game. And it's a 52-28 lead for Shoe. You know, they've had a lopsided win in one of their 2 victories in MAC play. Gallegos misses. 86-43, they beat Niagara back on January 25th. And then since then against Niagara, 5 straight losses. So when they win big.
There was a miscommunication over there in the offensive end. It was Sierra Johnson trying to run the floor. She wanted to get up to the speedier Nicea Pryor, who had a step on the defender. But Pryor was already peeling out for the corner 3, trying to make more room in the paint if Sierra Johnson had chosen to take the ball.
Pass fired inside to Gallegos for the lay-in. Tight feed to Gallegos from Melashenko.
Physical play down low from Gallegos to throw off the defender and finish off the glass.
Wood with the pick and roll to Brannon. Underneath for Williams. Williams goes down and looks to feed it outside to Johnson, tied up by Gallegos. And the arrow favors the Pioneers. Nelly's Dudley set to check in. Sacred Heart looking to set a tone for the weekend. They have a Saturday afternoon game against St. Peter's. A quick turnaround Thursday to Saturday afternoon.
And that's a winnable game. St. Peter's sits 1 behind Merrimack in the standings. So the Pioneers' run could start this week. They pick up 2 games here, get some luck with Ryder. They could jump into 9th place. Or 11th place, rather.
Wood to inbound. Pryor in rhythm. Good look, but it's a little short. With a good arc on it.
It was on target. Good closeout from Spears.
Pryor with a steal. She jumps the lane, taking it away from Roman. And she's going to the line again for another and one. A little jump stop under the hoop to draw the contact. And she is strong enough to put it home. She's going to the line for her third and one play of the game.
Yeah, 18 points from Pryor in only 21 minutes. She's got fresher legs than she's had all season. She might close out this game without taking another trip to the bench.
Getting back defensively was Kylie Fears, who commits the foul.
It was a jump stop in the paint, forcing the defender to play her, picking up the and one completely on purpose. That's a shot that Ny'Ceara Pryor is so comfortable taking. She understands that more often than not, she's going to bang that thing in when she's using the glass from that close. Why not try to pick up the contact and see if she can come away with another point?
Up to 8 rebounds as well.
That's so many rebounds in 21 minutes. Ny'Ceara Pryor's having a game.
And you're right, Evan, the way she jump stopped underneath that was totally to get the defender who she knew was racing back, probably a little out of control, that she could get her to bump her as she timed it perfectly. It's just she's so much physically faster than everybody on the floor on most nights. But the way she thinks 3 steps ahead of everybody on the floor as well. She makes good on it. 19 today for Ny'Ceara Pryor to go along with 8 rebounds and 5 assists.
That meets her average. Everything after this is just icing on the cake, Randy.
That was her 3rd steal. Again, you saw earlier here in the quarter, 4th in the nation in steals per game, just under 4 thefts per contest. Dudley reaching in, and that'll be a foul on Elise Dudley. That pass was tough to handle for Talia Shepard, and Dudley, you could see her reaction. Like she kind of said, oops, I know I shouldn't have reached in there. It was a bad pass, and just kind of bailed them out with that foul.
Could be a shooting foul, too. Merrimack trying to claw back into it, down by 25, and Shepard has been really the only offensive contributor for the Warriors. She's got 10 points on the game, 4 for 8 from the field.
Well, Shepard's a baller. She had the 20-point game against Sacred Heart when Merrimack won up in North Andover in January. Got 43 steals herself this year as well.
Yeah, she's one of 3 Merrimack players with 40-plus steals.
Wood steps back for 3. That was a good look. Contested by Mannion. Under a minute and a half left in the 3rd quarter. 55-32 shoe. Roman forces it inside. This time Wood comes away with a steal. Wood, the little runner off the window, way off the mark, and a defensive board for Gallegos.
That last defensive set was very good from the Pioneers. They withstood everything that Merrimack threw at them. But this time they're going to give Merrimack another trip to the line. That's really been the only place they've found success in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that was a nice look from Shepard inside to Roman. The foul is on Faith Pappas, who just entered the game. So to the line, Roman. Again, playing here in her hometown, growing up in Fairfield, Connecticut, playing for Fairfield Ludlow High School, where she was all FCIAC and a captain. 10 points and 15 rebounds against Sacred Heart in the home win for Merrimack back in January. 10 points and 13 rebounds, another double-double in their win against Marist last time out.
Been a lot of prolonged conversations at the scorers table in between these free throws. Not sure if they're having trouble getting the number down.
Roman goes 1 for 2, but an offensive rebound for Gallegos and a tie-up. The arrow favoring Merrimack. So Merrimack's, not that the free throw shooting is as pronounced because it's such a lopsided score right now, but 5 misses from the line tonight.
Yeah, really uncharacteristic from Merrimack. I mentioned at the top of the show, they are league best from the line at 75% as a team. Tonight, they're just 57% from the stripe.
They've got some good ball movement going until Pryor disrupts it. 3 touches, and then Pryor just sticks with her player and forces a turnover. Turnover number 17 tonight by Merrimack. Sacred Hearts turned it over 11 times too, but
that's where, coming into this game, the matchup did favor the Pioneers. They were second lowest in turnovers per game. Merrimack was second highest in turnovers per game. And the Pioneers, we know they've got active hands on defense. That is one thing that, although they're 6-17 record, they have maintained their defensive prowess.
Carmen Williams airballs the 3, and Faith Pappas touches it on the baseline out of bounds. So shot clock off. Merrimack with the final possession of the third. Pryor meets Shepherd at half court, looking for one more stop to close out the third. Down to 7 seconds. Roman with the take against Nalise Dudley, and coming in for the help defense, Sierra Brannon committing the foul.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Pryor reaching in from behind. She might have got a hand wrapped around the hip there.
Pryor goes to the bench with 3 fouls, and Sierra Johnson replaces her. 3.1 on the clock. That was the 4th team foul. So Merrimack not in the bonus here. They're going to have to earn it from the floor in the final 3 seconds. Inbound to Roman, handoff Mannion, and her shot is an air ball because of the defense of Faith Pappas, who gets back and gets a hand in the way.
Yeah, I want to say Pappas got a hand on it. That was good defense from the Pioneers. Kind of got hung out to dry, did the Merrimack shooter, catching the ball with just a second and a half to shoot. Had no choice but to pull up, and Pappas had the defense on the spot.
Sacred Heart looks to close the door, 55-33 on Merrimack as we go to the 4th. It is Pride Night here on a Thursday night at the Pitt Center for Sacred Heart and Merrimack in women's basketball. Love the hats they gave away to the fans as they walked in. I got my pin. That was also part of the giveaway to celebrate inclusion and diversity and pride here tonight, where Sacred Heart leads 55-33 over Merrimack. The Pioneers looking for their third conference win of the year, giving themselves a shot for a late season run at one of the final playoff spots in the MAC. Shortly, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard in the MAC.
Nobody told me they were doing a suit jacket pin giveaway. I can't believe I missed it. Nobody's got more pride than the Shoe Pep Band. They always rock this place.
Emma Kirby from the free throw line. Silky smooth on the jump shot. Kirby has quietly had a nice night. She's in a double figures. And it's 57-33. Got a lot of those points early. 6 points in the first quarter, up to 10 for the game.
Yeah, she's on double-double watch as well. She's been a great presence in the paint on the defensive end, too.
Roman for three.
Good
in and out a
by
couple of
Kirby.
times.
Good closeout. Kirby found her way from the MAC logo all the way to the top of the key to contest that shot.
Off the ball, a foul is whistled against Talia Shepard.
Yeah, they didn't like the way that she contacted the screen up high. Shepard thought it was a little ticky-tacky.
Her third personal. Well, here on a Thursday night with a quick turnaround, Sacred Heart is well positioned to run away with a victory, but you want to stay clean, develop good habits for the quick turnaround on Saturday when St. Peter's comes to town. And for Merrimack, next up on their schedule, they are at home Saturday against Iona. Roman misses the three. Iona at 8-7, that could be a big game for Merrimack. They're just behind Iona in the standings coming into tonight.
Yeah, that's a long trip for Iona as well. I'm sure Merrimack's happy to be staying at home for the second game of the series.
Sierra Johnson off the screen, right down Main Street for two more. She has 5. 59-33 Shoe. Roman fires the pass on the skip to Shepard for 3, and Talia Shepard hits. Just 17% from 3 this year for the sophomore guard. A takeaway here for Merrimack, and Melashenko puts the moves on Williams. Her little push shot was too strong, but the offensive rebound is there for Roman, and Madison Roman is up to 8 points and 7 boards.
Yeah, still trailing by 21, but 5 points in a quick spurt for Merrimack. They could turn this into a little run.
59-38, Sacred Heart up 21. And Nysair Pryor set to check back in. Sierra Johnson forcing it underneath, deflected away by Merrimack, and Pryor re-enters. Kylie Fears back onto the floor for the Warriors. She replaces Claudia Gallegos.
It was Pryor for Williams, and Dudley's done a good job at attacking the rim in this fourth quarter. We'll see if she sets a screen up high and works her way down low once again.
Pryor with a skip. Wood, catch and shoot for 3, and she's got 4 3-pointers tonight. Amelia Wood. 19 tonight for Amelia Wood. Sacred Heart, 7 of 17 from downtown, good for 41%.
This is now Amelia Wood's 4th 19-point performance on the season, and she's 1 bucket away from having a season high. She scored 20 against Quinnipiac right before Christmas. So she's knocking on the door of a season high.
Pryor and Wood both leading the team with those 19. Kirby, the third player in double figures. Here's Shishkina drawing a foul. And if that's Wood, that's going to be her 4th.
Yeah. when the ball is falling like it is tonight for Amelia Wood, every foul feels like the end of the world. You do not want to be forced to take a seat for the rest of this game.
Oh, Amelia Wood barking at somebody. I'm not sure if that was the official. I think she did let the official have it. She's going to go to the bench before she gets in any kind of technical trouble. Shishkina on the line. And another miss from the free throw line for Merrimack. They're 8 for 15 tonight. 7 misses.
That is not going to get it done, Randy, especially in a game where you're clawing back like this. But the Pioneers with 18 team fouls, so they're doing everything in their power to put Merrimack on the line, and Merrimack has just come away empty too many times.
62-39, Sacred Heart. Deja Jenkins set to check in, transfer from Manhattan, from Dorchester, Massachusetts. Heading back to the Bay State for her graduate senior year, averaging more than 3 points a game. Kirby inside for Dudley. Johnson had it come free. Shishkina forces the turnover, and she Euro steps on Pryor but misses the layup. She then fights for the offensive rebound to keep the possession alive. And a three goes off the iron for Jenkins. Another rebound for Pryor. She puts the handles on and then fires it ahead to Kirby. Get a rebound and an assist. 19 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists.
And another highlight reel play for Pryor, who pulls down the board and crosses up 2 Warriors before bringing it up the floor and picking up the apple.
And they did not credit her. Oh, yes, they did. The live stats just refreshed. 19 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 steals.
I think you can officially call it triple-double watch for number 1.
Fears laid it in on the other end, and here for Sacred Heart, another and one. Diane Crespo-Lopez got it to Dudley for the take and the make and the foul.
After what was a pretty lackadaisical third quarter where the Pioneers only came with 11 points, they've already got 11 here in this fourth, and the offense has really come alive.
Mannion commits her first personal. Crespo-Lopez credited with her second assist. And Dudley misses the opportunity for the three-point play. Daria Shishkina with the rebound. Shishkina driving. Sierra Johnson trying to close out on the baseline, pushes her out of bounds, and it's a foul on Johnson. Her second personal.
Shanka took a hard fall there around the baseline. Looks like she's all right, though. She's going to be inbounding.
Third team foul on Sacred Heart. The inbounds to Shepard against Pryor. Pryor all over her. Kick out, Jenkins hoists a three and misses. Offensive rebound, Gallegos for the putback.
Another good closeout from Emma Kirby on the defensive end. She's putting together a very complete effort here as this game comes down to an end.
23-point lead for Sacred Heart here in the final 5 minutes of regulation. Johnson looking for Crespo-Lopez on the backdoor cut. She dished to Kirby, then Johnson gives to Pryor. And as Johnson was dishing, Shishkina commits the foul.
That was 2 sweet dishes from, I believe it was Sierra Johnson. First of all, she found her player down low, and then when that didn't work out, she came away with the loose ball and then got to Nicere Pryor, who would have had a chance to find a bucket had it not been for the foul committed on the floor.
Sacred Heart looking to close this out. 4:49 left in the fourth. It's all shoe tonight. 66-43, the Pioneers over the Warriors. Let's take a look around the MAC tonight. Playoff chase heating up. Marist with another win, so they get to 9 wins. They beat Canisius. It's a final with Siena beating Niagara. Niagara now 0-16 in conference play. 59-55 Manhattan over Iona. Manhattan, one of those teams Sacred Heart is trying to catch. Sacred Heart will play Manhattan on March 6th. Merrimack round after tonight's lopsided affair with Sacred Heart. They have Iona coming up. Ryder, they get Quinnipiac and Marist as well. The inbounds play to Jenkins. She comes away with it. Up to Shepherd. 4 teams have already qualified for the tournament. Fairfield, Quinnipiac, Siena, Mount St. Mary's as we look at Sacred Heart's upcoming schedule, beginning with St. Peter's on Saturday. Tough sledding with Marist and Fairfield still on the schedule. Then Manhattan, who the Pioneers are hoping to catch. Manhattan right now has the final playoff spot at 5-9. Crespo Lopez with the takeaway, and then she gets fouled.
If Sacred Heart goes on a little run and has a couple things bounce their way, that last game against Manhattan in their second to last game of the season could turn out to be a huge one, as those are 2 teams on the cusp of making the tournament. Speaking of making the tournament, Merrimack sits at about 1 or 2 wins away from clinching an appearance. As you mentioned, already 4 teams have clinched. It seems to be 10 wins is about that area.
Oh, what a pass from Pryor underneath. But Esther Kersite into the game. Couldn't put it down. That cost Pryor another assist. That would have given her 8 to go along with 19 points and now 9 rebounds. 3:47 left. Now she needs 1 board and 3 assists for a triple-double. Going to be tough with 3:47 on the clock and this game out of hand. Sierra Johnson commits her 3rd foul as Jenkins takes and misses the 3.
Jashinka unable to come down with the board. That one went off her fingertips. Would have been her 3rd rebound of the game.
For Merrimack, Riley Rosenberg checks in, first-year guard from New Rochelle. Pryor still out there with Crespo Lopez, Kersite, and Papa's 3 non-starters. Dudley got the start, and she remains on the floor for the final 3.5. Pryor pulls up from the free throw line. Short. Kylie Fears with a rebound. Rosenberg showing off some handles against Pryor. Ball to the block. Gallegos ducks in, and before that, she traveled.
Pryor with the full court press. Nobody told her that there was a 23-point lead with 3 minutes left to play.
Ahead to Crespo Lopez from Pryor. Inside of 3 minutes left. Crespo Lopez open for a corner 3, and she rips it. Diane Crespo Lopez with her first points of the game and the 8th three-pointer tonight for Shoe. Pryor goes for the steal as the pass comes across to Rosenberg. Shishkina for Fears. Rosenberg. Shishkina got the pass over Kersite. Getting it to Gallegos, and that results in a foul on Shoe. Kersite.
It's going to be the 5th foul, put Merrimack in the bonus, I believe.
Grace John into the game, so that should be the night for Nyseer Pryor. She heads off right at her season average with 19 points. Better than her season average with 9 rebounds, just 1 board shy of a double-double, 3 dimes short of a triple-double with 7 assists to go along with 4 steals. First free throw is good for Gallegos. She goes 2 for 2, and now Kristen Kelly, a freshman from Amherst, Ohio, checks in for the Warriors.
Got Grace John on the court for the Pioneers. She's averaging about 7.7 minutes per game. She's going to be directing traffic.
Pappas for three. The rebound of Fears. Deja Jenkins with a handoff. Kristen Kelly gives it to Fears. Rosenberg hoist for three. No good. The long rebound out to Gallegos. Kelly for Fears, a spot up three. Front rim. Pappas with a rebound. Final 90 seconds. Kerside in transition. Crespo Lopez threw a good pass inside. And Kerside's getting free throws.
Pioneers looking good on both sides of the court. Really nothing doing whatsoever in the second half for Merrimack offensively. They finished that third quarter with just 8 points, and they've got only 13 in this fourth. Pioneers have got it working any way you slice it. 45 points on defense. That's a great showing.
Kerside hits the free throw.
They've held Merrimack to 32% from the field while shooting 52% on their side of the court.
Kerside has appeared in 18 games, averaging just better than 2 points a game, and she's got 2 points from the line to make it 71-45 shoe. A 26-point lead with 1:23 left. And a timeout is called.
You're going to see some substitutions on both sides as the Pioneer bench with some early celebrations. Again, this is what I mentioned. You don't phone it in. These wins matter. They're fun. College sports are all about having fun with your teammates. It's fun to defend your home court and come away with a blowout win.
No problem, big bro. Let's eat.
Danny DeVito? What did you do with her uncle?
Well, that doesn't matter. This is a commercial for Jersey Mike's. What matters most are these sub bowls.
Wait, has Danny DeVito been my brother my whole life?
I guess so. Don't tell Mom. Your favorite sub, hot or cold in a bowl. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
Anchored in a region that stretches across vibrant cities and historic landscapes, our institutions are driven by a commitment to academic and athletic excellence. Our student athletes are not only champions through competition and in the classroom, they are lending a helping hand to build a better tomorrow. Join us in shaping a brighter future in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference.
After all your hard work, the studying, practices, and rehearsals, you deserve the best for what's next. The best in Connecticut higher education. Outstanding nursing and health professions programs, premier learning facilities and world-class tech labs, a nationally ranked business school, modern residential, social, and recreational facilities, championship D1 athletics, and pro-level performing arts. Make your next step the best step. Apply now to Sacred Heart University.
For over 75 years, Merrimack has been on the rise. Innovating, growing, serving, and winning with unstoppable momentum. Join us, and we'll shape the future together. Together we can. Together we will. Together we rise.
Everybody loves a good Cinderella story. We know that's what March is all about. Three-pointer. You can feel the madness. Fairfield is headed to the NCAA tournament. Double order.
Welcome to historic Atlantic City. It's the Hercules Tire Max Basketball Championship.
Shoot tonight on Pride Night, 71-45 Pioneers, 1:22 to go. And both sides will empty the bench. Ty Davis enters for Shoe. She's out there with Esther Kersite, Grace John, Faith Pappas, and Diane Crespo Lopez.
You said it, all Pioneers all night. The Sacred Heart has dominated the box score, winning every single quarter. Right now they've outscored the Warriors 16-13 in this fourth and final.
Jenkins juggles it. Nice crossover on Kersite, and a foul is whistled with 1:10 left. Free throws coming for Jenkins, who's perfect this year at 4 for 4. Kersite committing her second personal, and Jenkins misses.
21 personal fouls from the Pioneers here in 40 minutes. They're sending Merrimack to the line at a pretty high clip.
Crespo Lopez with a rebound. She sends it ahead to Grace John, who pulls up to Kersite. John from Crespo Lopez. Really good ball movement here, and a reverse layup by Faith Pappas. The bench players moving it around in the final minute to get Pappas a basket. The starters love it over on the Sacred Heart sideline.
Pappas has looked really good in her 9 minutes off the bench. That's going to be her first points.
The pull up off the mark for Gallegos. 40 seconds left. It's going to be a Sacred Heart foul. Kersite, she's got 3 personals. Kylie Fears on the line. Hits. A redshirt freshman from Oxford, Ohio. Appeared in 19 games prior to tonight with 17 points. And she goes 1 for 2 from the line. Pappas goes down. There's a foul underneath. And that one appears to be on Gallegos. Frustration foul. And now we'll go down to the other free throw line with 39.8 seconds left.
Yeah, why not? Both teams walking the court, exchanging free throws. That's going to be the 15th personal foul for Merrimack. Again, we've got 21 for the Pioneers. Both teams in the bonus.
So Pappas with a chance from the line, and that's halfway down and out. Ten Pioneers have scored tonight, with Pappas the last, hitting that reverse layup and going 1 for 2 on the line. She's got 3 points. Probably Merrimack's last possession. Off the ball, a foul called in a 28-point game. And 30 seconds left. You have to credit these officials for being consistent.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a 22nd foul now on the Pioneers, who I think that one's going to be on Pappas as well for running into the screen with a little too much contact.
Shishkina on the line.
I love what the pep band brings to the table, but when the opposing team's taking the free throw, I feel like they're screaming just a tick too late. I'd like to see him interrupt the dribble a little bit.
Davis for John. You know, there is fractions of a second more on the game clock than the shot clock, so Sacred Heart might run a play here. They look like they are. See if they get a shot off or not in the final 10 seconds. John loses it. She hoists. And that's it. A statement win for Sacred Heart. That shot would not have counted, by the way, by Jenkins, who gave it the try. Sacred Heart 74, Merrimack 48. And the Pioneers hoping to keep their playoff hopes alive, get their 3rd win in MAC play. Their 7th win overall, 7-17, now 3-12 in the MAC. For Merrimack, they dropped to 11-14 and 7-9 in MAC play. It was old reliable for Sacred Heart tonight. Nyseer Pryor, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Amelia Wood, 16 points, 4 for 6 from deep, 6 for 12 from the floor, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals as well for Wood, whose 3-point shooting early on really set the tone. Wood really broke out tonight. You know, she had 19 points a couple of games ago against Fairfield, held to single digits the last two, but you could almost see Amelia Wood kind of like come back to life when that third three-pointer went down for her. That was the three-point stroke we've seen come through for the Pioneers so many times in their 2 championship runs the last 2 years. And Amelia Wood, Nicira Pryor, and the Pioneers, along with Emma Kirby, 12 points, 6 rebounds tonight, leading the way and looking for a late season push. Big win tonight for Shoes, 74-48 over Merrimack.
This push is going to continue this Saturday at home against St. Peter's, who's coming off a big win of their own. They beat Mount St. Mary's, a team that's been really good in conference this year. They beat them by 16 in Jersey City. So St. Peter's going to have a head of steam coming in to Fairfield. Pioneers going to look to defend their court after what is a huge home victory over Merrimack.
Quick turnaround with Saturday afternoon's game against St. Peter's for Sacred Heart. As Amelia Wood joins us here on the post-game show. Nice game tonight, Amelia.
Thank you.
It looked like it felt really good, especially that when that third three-pointer went down for you. The energy you exuded, the celebration, the fire came out of you. What were you feeling tonight when that went down and all those shots, 4 for 6 from deep tonight, went down for you?
Yeah, I think it all just came from my teammates. I mean, finding me open, and you know, I've been in the gym working on my three-point shot because I haven't been shooting that well this year. So I think just getting in the gym and working on my three-point shot has really paid off right now. Obviously, there's some rivalry between Merrimack and us, with Jamie being our new Dobo now, and we lost to them last time we played them. And so we just want to get a revenge. We're on our revenge tour right now.
And, you know, there's time left. It's going to take quite a push.
Yeah.
But when you do win so convincingly tonight, what does that do for the entire team with a quick turnaround on Saturday?
Yeah, we just have to play good for 40 minutes. Like, that's just what our motto has been. We've been playing good for 20 minutes, and then the next half we haven't been playing. So our motto has been playing good for 40 minutes. Obviously, when we play good, the energy is up, and everyone else plays good off of everyone else's energy.
We've seen you in your first 2 years hit so many big shots and put games together like this so consistently. What does it do for you to see the ball go through the hoop like you did? You referenced the hard work you've been putting in.
I mean, I've been waiting for this moment.
Back.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this moment today. Again, I can't thank my teammates enough for just finding me open. I mean, that's how I got my shots open. But yeah, hopefully you can keep this rolling.
All right, we're looking forward to Saturday then.
Thank you.
Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Amelia Wood joining us here on the postgame show. We'll be hearing from Jessica Minetti coming up as Amelia Wood goes off to celebrate with her teammates. You know how it goes with these quick turnarounds. You relish it tonight. If you're Merrimack, you flush it tonight, and then it's right back to another big conference game in less than 48 hours.
Yeah, coaching staffs are usually pretty good about giving you the night, but they'll be quick to flip your focus come Friday.
Jessica Minetti joining us on the postgame show. Hello, Coach.
How are you? Ooh, I'm very loud on this.
Now, maybe I'm very loud. Maybe I'll just tone it down a little bit. You guys didn't tone it down. You took it for 40 minutes. This is the consistent effort I know you've been searching for. To see it kind of come through tonight, it looked at times, like when we just talked with Amelia, when she hit that third, it was like, okay, this is our identity. This is who we are. Did you feel that as well on the bench?
Yeah, it's definitely who we should be. Tonight was a really great night to put 40 minutes together. We take these shots every game. To see them go in tonight was such a confidence builder, I think, because we know we're capable of hitting these shots. We know we take a lot of these shots. They're wide open, and just being able to generate some momentum, watch them fall, like really feel good about it. It was really balanced. It was fun.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to talk about is all night it looked like, you know, this season the three ball hasn't been falling as it has in years past. How important is it to keep throwing those up knowing that eventually they're going to fall?
Yeah, so we talk about it a lot. We have to find a balance, right? If we miss 2 threes in a row, we got to make sure we're taking the next shot in the paint, or we're getting a really good pull-up mid-range jumper created out of our offense. So I think we have to find a balance. Sometimes when we're really ice cold from three, we pride ourselves in getting like 40, 50 points in the paint. I think tonight we had 40. So for us, like, hey, we just have to find what works, and if the three is falling, let's just keep shooting them. And if it's not, let's find another way.
They fell tonight for sure, 8 for 19. The ball movement there as well, playing as a unit, protecting the basketball and defending. And now, of course, a quick turnaround. There is time left. It's going to be difficult, but there is time left. So what do you feel from your young ladies out there for this final push to try to go on a run here and maybe make a late season push into a postseason berth?
Yeah, it's on our minds for sure. We're trying to take things one game at a time. And so our next opponent's going to be the most important opponent. But this is also a great redemption tour for us. Most of the team, all the teams we've played other than Marist, we've played before. And we know that we didn't start the season the way we wanted. We're playing better basketball now. So we're hoping to get some redemption in the weeks to come and go on a nice run. There's nothing better than catching fire in February and being in the tournament as a team you don't want to play. So that's our goal for sure, but we're going to take it one day at a time.
And you certainly have some players who have been on those kind of runs in the past, so we turn the attention to Saturday and look forward to that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Coach.
Jess. Coach Jessica Minetti joining us here on the post-game show as the Pioneers win big tonight over Merrimack 74-48. And again, with the win, the Pioneers now 7-17 overall, 3-12 in the MAC. Merrimack 11-14 overall, 7-9 in MAC play. Breakout performance tonight for Amelia Wood, 16 points, 4 3-pointers. Nyseer Pryor, as she always does, leads the way, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Emma Kirby in double figures as well with 12 points and 6 rebounds. And the Pioneers win, running away.
Yeah, the Pioneers only averaging 58 points per game on the year. So this performance tonight, that was their 4th best offensive performance. And if you could bottle that up and bring it into this weekend's action against, I believe it's Iona who's coming, or no, Iona's going to Merrimack. But if you can bottle this up against St. Peter's and put together, as Coach Minetti talked about, another dominative 3-point effort and continue your great defense, you're going to be in good shape.
For Evan Cormier, I'm Randy Brochu saying so long from Fairfield, Connecticut, where the final score is Sacred Heart 74, Merrimack 48. All games airing on the ESPN network or streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.